Get prepped, Commander. We have Red Hulk's War Scourge event coming this week. In this video, we're talking about what you need to do to get prepared for this event. We also have changes to last Friday's blog post about the events this week. We're talking about what these changes mean for you, and it is Mailbag Monday, so we're answering all of your questions from the Discord. And if you're ready for that Valley Club, you know what to do. Find that like button, and let's go smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
Happy Monday, Valley Club. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin, and I hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're talking about the War Scourge event coming up this week. We're talking about the events this week, and of course, it is Mailbag Monday, so we're going to all those questions. But before we get into all that stuff, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button for more great Marvel Strike Force content. Minimum 5 Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel. Usually there's a lot more. So if you want all the latest tips, tricks, question and answer videos, gameplay, and everything else to help your Marvel Strike Force experience, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out our other channel, all about Marvel Snap, another great Marvel mobile game that I'm playing, go over to the Valley Snap channel. The link is down below. But without further ado, let's talk about the big thing this week, the War Scourge event coming, which also means that the Red Hulk saga should be coming next week. All right, so this is the War Scourge that is coming later this week. And as you see, the big nodes that we have take Hero Asgardians, Wave 1 Avengers, and Raptors. Now, initially, before we even get to that, the first part that we need to beat is this bio section. And from what I remember in that first run, it wasn't very challenging. You have a few different options here, and especially if you don't, if you've already been through all these scourges and everything. So let's go to the roster and check out some of the best bio characters in the game right now. And these are some great bio characters. Now, one of them, if you've already been through this War Scourge and doing this for the second time, you could obviously use the Gamma team. They're going to be pretty good, especially if you have Red Hulk. You could use kind of the Gamma team minus Red Hulk also, but I think the best team to use in this case is going to be your Web Warriors. Your Web Warriors, you're not going to use them on any nodes later. They don't have that Avengers tag. They're not a skill team. So Web Warriors, I think, are the #1 team here. You could also use symbiotes as a backup, and from what I remember, Web Warriors worked pretty good in that first node, but that second node 2, the symbiotes work very well as well. And then you got a lot of other great characters here. We have Spider-Man 2099. We got some other great characters, Spider-Woman, that we could use as well. But I think the best team is going to be the Gamma team. And just make sure you don't have normal Hulk die, because he is a Wave 1 Avenger that you can use on nodes 5 and 10. So that is my thoughts on this bio team. The best is going to be the Web Warriors and symbiotes in my opinion. But if you could use that Gamma team and not have normal Hulk die, then that'll be great as well. All right, next node is going to be this Avengers section. This gets tricky because you got a lot of options, and we also have the Wave 1 Avengers that we kind of have to save some characters for those nodes. And if you don't have your Hero Asgardians all built up and you're planning to use some kind of hybrid combo. So let's go into the game, check out all the Avengers teams, and there's a lot of great Avengers teams. You obviously have your Wave 1 Avengers, but you might want to save them for nodes 5 and 10. So I probably wouldn't use them unless you're confident you're gonna not die and be able to get all your cooldowns up for them. Other great team that we have here, we have Captain Sam, we have Maria Hill, we have Sharon Carter down here, Secret Avengers, but I wouldn't use them either because the last few nodes, mission 8 and 9, are skill characters. There's not a lot of great skill characters. So one thing I would not do absolutely is use my Secret Avengers on either the first Avengers nodes, either those first 2 Avengers nodes. We also have those Bionic Avengers, but you get the problem of Iron Man being in there as well. Bionic Avengers are a pretty good team. They're a little slow, but once they get going, they should be able to do some damage on these. But I think the #1 team to use here is going to be your Young Avengers. Your Young Avengers, they're a very solid team. They have a lot of sustain, and they can probably carry you through nodes 3 and nodes 4 just on their own. If you have problems, you might need to bring in some Bionic Avengers. Just be careful with Iron Man, or some Wave 1 Avengers. Just be careful with all of them there. But yeah, I think the Young Avengers are going to do it for you. So those are my choices there for the first 2 nodes. And as we look at this, the next few nodes are going to have those requirements there. Nodes 5 and 10, you have the Hero as Guardians, Ravagers, and Wave 1 Avengers. Now, I didn't get too much out of the Ravagers in that first playthrough of this War Scourge. The Wave 1 Avengers did a lot more than I expected, but I think a lot of people were using hybrid teams as well, with characters maybe like Thor, Jane Foster, and maybe Valkyrie, along with Hulk and Captain America, or Hulk and Iron Man, or some combo there. So a few different options. Now, the villain section is probably the easiest there. And going back to this section here, I would, if you can do all your hero as Guardians, I would recommend using them in this section there. Now, a great character that just got reworked is Captain America. So this is a Wave 1 Avenger, plus he has that Avenger tag. So Captain America is going to be very good in these nodes. Next team that we have is these next few nodes, nodes 6 and 7, and those are villain characters. Now, we got a lot of great villain characters in the game right now. This is probably going to be the easiest section of the Scourge. And if you look at the villains in the game right now, we got a lot of really good ones. Archangel, if you've managed to complete the Death Scourge event. Nemesis, if you did really well on his event. He's a great character that had a pretty friendly event and was in that store as well, so you may have a lot of shards on Nemesis. We also have Morgan Le Fay, Omega Red, Dormammu, Doctor Doom. So a lot of great characters. Emma Frost is a villain as well. Hela just got a rework since the last War Scourge, so should be pretty good in this as well. Characters like Morbius, Magneto, who is a Death Seed team. We got a few of the Death Seed characters as well, including Archangel, Nemesis, few others as well. So you got a lot of great villains options. I don't think you're going to struggle with the villain section as well. The more challenging section may be this skill section, but like I said, Secret Avengers, if you're saving them, not using them on those first few nodes, you should be good. But let's go take a look at some skill characters, some options that you may want to build up for this. We got some great characters here. Obviously, the Secret Avengers, we've been talking about them in anticipation for these last few nodes, so save them. Probably your best options here, along with Kestrel, along with Shang-Chi. But we got some other characters in case you don't have them built up. Gamora and Moondragon are very good pieces. The Infinity Watch, who you may have had built up from the past. Baron Zemo has a very early ability block, which works very good against a lot of teams here, especially if you need a sacrifice team. Nakia and Okoye are an important part of the War Dogs, although I don't know if they're going to have enough synergy to do a lot of damage in this skill section. Taskmaster just got a rework as part of the Underworld team, so a lot of great options here, but I think the best is going to be your skill raid team, whatever skill raid team you're using in this section. And of course, the last node, hopefully you have enough Hero as Guardians, Ravagers, or Wave 1 Avengers from that 5th node that you could actually have a lot of damage and complete this 10th node. So that is it. Hopefully this helps you, especially if you haven't been through this War Scourge before. If you have been through it, I think you know what to expect though. But if you haven't been through this, those are my recommendations for this. Let's move on to this blog post, because we have an event coming up where you need to spend campaign energy. So hopefully you're saving all your campaign energy since this was announced. It's going to be on certain campaign nodes that you're going to have to farm, so be careful. If you go to this orb that you're going to want to open for this event and go to that find button once you've opened all of your orbs, you will see the certain campaign nodes that will give you fragments for this orb, so be careful. They're not going to be on all these orbs now, or all these campaign nodes. But the big thing that changed last was this Hostile Forces web milestone, which appeared that with not even one blitz rotation, you could get all these milestones. And from the initial appearance, it looks like it was a 1-day milestone that repeated 7 days. Well, when we look at it today, it got changed this past weekend, and now it is a 7-day event, and you're still earning those same amount of cores, the same amount of points per blitz credits that you earn. And then these points went up from 3,000 to 17,000. So this is a 7-day event now. And let's go take a look at some of the calculations here that you may need. Now, if you look at this, 17,000 points for this web milestone. And they said a long time ago, the average credits you're going to get per blitz win is 15. Now, sometimes you may get a lot more than that. Sometimes you may get a little less than that. I don't think I've seen the minimum go below 10. So if you want to get really grindy with it, you could use that 10 average there. But if we average this out 15 into 17,000, that is 1,134 blitz wins over the course of this event, which if you divide that by 7, 162 blitz wins per day. Which, if you're going 37 wins per rotation, and there are 44 teams save squads right now, or that we can make save squads for. do rotations. If you do all 44 of those teams, you're gonna get less rotations that you need. If you get more of these blitz credits wins on your wins, you won't have to do as many rotations, but I'm using very conservative numbers here. So 37 wins per rotation, and that'll give you 4.4 rotations that you need to do this. So this event here is not super grindy, but it's not as good as we initially thought when we saw the blog post. But that is it for the news, guys. Hopefully you save your energy for this event coming up. Hopefully you got your War Scourge characters prepped so you could get some awesome completions on this. But it is time for the mailbag. So let's go see what your questions are that I can answer on this mailbag video. All right. Hey, Valley, any idea on Scopely's plans to reimburse all the players that bought Spider Weaver and then had given everyone a 7-star for free? Now, I don't think they're going to do anything. I haven't heard much chatter. I think the more important point is making sure that people that are still in Strike Pass 1 and Strike Pass 2 are going to get all these Weaver shards. So far, it's great for everybody in Strike Pass 3, but in my opinion, that's the people that need these Spider Weaver shards the least. I think the people that need it more are the newer players in Strike Pass 1 and 2. So I would be more pushing Scopely for that than the actual reimbursement. For me, I don't feel that bad. I am a person that bought Spider Weaver. I'm not expecting compensation. I actually went and looked up the video that I did for that Spider Weaver opening. That was on September 14th, 2022. And in my mind, I bought that Spider Weaver shards and I was able to use Spider Weaver from mid-September all the way till now, mid-January or so. So I'm not too concerned about it. Now, if they gave everyone a 7-star for free, like a week after I bought that or a few days after that, I would be upset and I'll be looking for refunds. But months after that, I don't think it's too big of a concern. So hopefully that's not something that's that bad. But yeah, I think the worst thing is that Strike Pass 1 and 2 players didn't get all these free Weaver shards. All right. Hey, Valley, hope all is well, my brother. I hope all is well with you, my brother, as well. Why do they keep nerfing rewards in the month-long events but make them harder to finish? I mean, it's all for profits, right? They're a profit-driven company, so anything they do, the answer is they're trying to make more money with that. And I'm not sure I don't think that's the best strategy, honestly, because you mentioned some of these points down there. First, they remove all the dark promo credits, and that was very, very upsetting. I didn't like that. Then they removed the shards for loot boxes containing shards. Well, they actually removed it. Then they brought it back. Then they had that that present store last month, and then they reverted everything that we had in those previous months before the token store. So I don't know. I'm not sure if they just reverted that on purpose or that was another error on their part, another oversight on their part. It's never very clear with Scopely if they're doing something intentionally or it's an accident because they make so many accidents. So yeah, they removed it, they brought it back, then they removed it again. So I don't know what the heck's going on with there. Now, if you notice, they've already removed all the gold promos from the month-long event. I didn't notice, but that is trashy. That is pretty trashy. Do they even want to keep a player base or squeeze the Krakens until the game implodes? It seems like they want to really squeeze the monetary part out of the Krakens. I'm not seeing a lot of like great deals that make me want to go, oh, that's an awesome deal, I have to buy this. I don't consider myself a large spender. I do spend in the game. A lot of that is for content creation though, but there's nothing that makes me want to like jump up and like, oh, that's an awesome offer. So I'm not sure what they want to do with this. They have these expensive offers, so it seems like they're trying to squeeze out the Krakens, but I mean, that can only go so far. In my opinion, what I think they should do is trying to be more generous to the community, building up the player base, building up the happiness of the players, because I know for myself, when I'm happy, I'm enjoying a game, I'm more likely to spend because I'm enjoying the game. I'm getting enjoyment and entertainment and stuff out of that. So if it was me, and it's not me, I would be shooting more for that than trying to remove stuff and make stuff stingier. I would be trying to make certain areas more generous and then focus on, monetizing with good deals and monetizing for happy players that want to play the game and not trying to squeeze every little last time, because that is what it feels like. So what is their strategy? it's to make money. I don't know if long-term it's the best strategy though, because like you said, it does upset players just squeezing out every last cent from the players that you already have. All right, hey Valley, it's been a while since I asked something here. What is up, my brother? I'm glad you're back. What happened to all the gold in the calendar? Wow, appreciate that Scopely is trying to switch it up. Why didn't they tell us that the gold was going all right? All right, so sometimes they do a very good job of communication. Sometimes they just drop stuff on us. So sometimes I think even the community managers that are supposed to be communicating with the players, I think even them, they don't know everything. Sometimes I think they get stuff dropped on them as well, which may have happened with this calendar. I didn't even notice it until you guys were asking about it. But yeah, a lot of training mats. And for me, I enjoyed that. I needed more training mats than gold. Although since the last Death Scourge, I'm running low on all my resources. So hopefully they bring all that stuff back. Hopefully this month was an anomaly with their month-long milestone event and their calendar. Hopefully they bring stuff back and not bring something back and take something away. Just give us more stuff. This is a 4-year-old game and players need resources, especially the newer and mid-game players that are starting. So I hope they figure this out. I hope they make it. I hope it is error. Let's just put it that way. Hey Valley, let me start by saying apologizing to you. A couple months ago, I was watching your live feed and you gave me a shout out. Super cool. But as you were reading the blog, I posted, I asked you a question about when the events had commented. I had commented, keep reading, but it came out like I wanted to stop cheating and chatting and read the post. My intent was for you to continue with the post as long as the answer you were looking for is further down, but it sounded a little bad. I apologize for that. I didn't take it like that as well. I took it like, hey, the thing that you're looking for is further down in the blog post. So no worries, my brother. A fist bump for you for asking that question. Anyway, and thank you for apologizing, even though it's unnecessary, brother. All love here in the Valley Club. All right, for my question, do you even think the devs are working on more ISO 8 campaign nodes like they did for the heroes and villain campaigns? It would be great so that we could get more crystals and ions. I would love that, especially once they start to ease up some of these purse strings on these level 4 ions, which I think they will do once Apocalypse comes to the game. So I think at that point would be proper for the devs to kind of ease up on this ISO 4 blue ions so that we can get more characters there and more players will be able to access Apocalypse there. So I think at that time they would. But as far as if they have any plans now, I haven't seen any indication that they have. A lot of times when they're working on stuff, we get some indication that things are changing. I've got no indication that they're doing anything for ISO 8 events. So either they're keeping this very close to the vest and they're just going to drop this on us, which would be awesome, or they're not working on it. But I haven't heard anything about it. I would love it if we got it, but I think if they did revamp the ISO 8 campaigns, I think it would be after Apocalypse actually in the game and is in the meta of the game. So that's what I think. But it's all opinions and guesses and predictions and everything like that. If you got some other predictions, though, let me know in the comments down below. Do you think Infinity Watch will ever be phased out of the meta because they always seem to come back because of how over they power are to the content to the Death Seed? I think it might be safe to invest in, but I don't know. People should do this. What are your thoughts on my 4 Infinity Watch ladies to Gear 14, Adam Warlock to Gear 15? I think all characters are safe to take to Gear 15. I think the big bottleneck right now is a lot of that teal gear. So, and I noticed from my inventory, I'm having a lot more surplus of the orange gear. So I think it seems like they're trying to increase our supplies of that stuff. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to take whatever character that you're using a lot to Gear 15. I think that's proper. Now, as far as the Infinity Watch ever being phased out, they got 2 very, very important mechanics. One is that safeguard, which means you can't remove the positive effects. I think that's the right name. And they also have that evades. Those are very, very early on. And that is going to make them very, very strong, which means they are going to be able to counter a lot of teams. They have a lot of sustain. They have Moondragon with some heals. They have Phylavel's passive, which anytime they have those death proofs, they get healed. They got crazy damage from the Gamora. They get assists from Nebula, and they get a stun and ability to block from Adam Warlock. They're a very strong team. Only way I would see them being phased out if their stats kind of fall off and then they don't get any reworks or anything like that. So the only thing I would see is if their stats really fall off, but their kits are very, very good right now, and they're good. I see them being very good for a while, especially with all that sustain, being able to mitigate a lot of the opening sequence of a lot of the teams that put debuffs on you initially. I think they will be good for a long time. And I think you're safe investing at least all of them till gear 15. I don't know if I would put teal gear in them at this point, unless you already have your horseman done and weaver done and you're ready for apocalypse. But if that's not important to you, then go right ahead and gear all these characters. And I think orange gear is fine, brother. All right. Hello, a Valley and Valley Club from Northwest Indiana. I have a question for you built into one. All right, with the upcoming War Scourge, would it be smart just to invest heavy into Wave 1 Avengers, since over half the team are Apocalypse related? Talking about Iron Man, who's also Bionic Avenger, which you use in that Death Scourge event. Hulk, who's also a Gamma character. He's a Horseman character that you should be building, and he's a Wave 1 Avenger. And Thor, because Thor is that Wave 1 Avenger tag, and he has that Hero Asgardian tag. So you could use Thor in a few different teams. Then there's also Captain America with this update along his Rebirth team. I think that's the biggest one there. Now, for me personally, I think I'm gonna hold off building Captain America just because I don't have a lot of resources that I can build up every new team. I gotta kind of save my teams. And Rebirth is a team that I think we're gonna need down the road, but I don't think I need them right now. My Web Warriors and my Gamma team does enough in the raids that I could get through that. But when we get to harder raids or we get the next Doom raid, that's when it might be a challenge. So at that point, I'm definitely gonna bring them. So that's when I'm gonna bring Captain America. But yeah, this would definitely work. Only thing, just make sure that you're not using them on the Avengers nodes. And if you are using the Avengers nodes, make sure they don't die, or make sure they don't screw up your cooldowns if you're going to use them on the nodes 5 and 10 for those bosses. So I like it. They're a good team. All right, if so, who should I put at that 5th tune? Should it be someone from the Hero Asgardians? The only tune that are low in yellow stars and red stars are Valkyrie. Everyone else is maxed out in terms of 4 and 5 red stars. I actually like Jane Foster as that 5th. If we're gonna use Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Captain America, you're gonna get a lot of extra damage from Thor, because all of those are Wave 1 Avengers and or Asgardians, and Thor is gonna get charged up, so he's gonna be doing a lot of stuns. Hulk does a lot of damage as well, and I think I used this team or similar teams in the Avengers section last time, but I don't think I used them at nodes 5 and 10. I think I just saved the Hero Asgardians for that, but that team works very well. It's a very fun team. You're gonna get a lot of extra big pings from Thor. Hulk is gonna be getting a lot of damage as well. It's gonna be hard for your enemies to get around Hulk because of his taunt. Same thing with Captain America. His rework, couldn't think of the word there. His rework was very, very strong, and he's going to be an important part of that Rebirth team. So yeah, that's going to be a good team. And I like Jane Foster as the next character there. Black Widow actually works pretty good as well for that extra speed. Hawkeye for some blinds, although Hawkeye and Black Widow go a little better together, but Jane Foster would be my pick right here, unless you need something to remove blinds like Heimdall would or something specific. I think just in a general team, Jane Foster will be good. Anytime Thor is attacked, she'll get a charge. Anytime she's attacked, she'll get a charge, but Thor, we pinging a lot, and that is so fun. We get ping after ping after ping with Thor. That is it for this edition of the Monday Mailbag, guys. Hopefully you're ready for the events this week. Hopefully you're ready for War Scourge. And hopefully you're having a lot of fun, and hopefully you're staying safe and hydrated. If you want to support the channel, check out some of the sponsors down below. Check me out on social media, and check out some of the other videos on this channel. And if you're someone playing Marvel Stat, make sure you go over to the Valley Snap channel and check that out. We're trying to build up that channel and build up the subscribers and the watch hours and everything like that, so we can get that channel monetized and make more content for you guys. So that is it. Have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. We'll be back with more streaming, more videos, and a bunch of other stuff. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin out. I'll see you guys next time.